Laissez le bon temps brûler. Let the good times roll here at the Pastor's Pantry Cooking School. Hi, folks. I'm your host, Chef Sam Peters. Good to have you with us for another episode. If you can't tell, we're doing Cajun again. It's my favorite cuisine to do. And we have a great Cajun dessert for you. It's an old-fashioned Cajun cake, and we're looking forward to making it for you. Before I get into it, though, as always, let me share with you the two things I'm most passionate about. We call it the gospel of good taste. Joyce and I are very passionate about stewardship. We believe, in fact, that everything's about stewardship. James 1:17 tells us that every good and perfect gift we have is given to us by God. We believe food is a gift, and so we want to try to teach you some great things about food today that'll help you enhance the dining experiences at home and help you make every dining experience great. The second thing we're passionate about is community. We're passionate about it because Jesus was passionate about it. He was constantly sitting down eating with people and building relationships. And so we believe really that food is the perfect metaphor for community. And so our hope and prayer is that when you gather people around your table for dinner, is that it will once again become a sacred place and a sacred time. Well, as I said, this is a great recipe. It's super easy to make. You got to try this. I'll try to tell you maybe a couple of our favorite Cajun stories here while I'm making it. But Joy's going to give you the ingredients, and so listen up.
All right, this is the recipe for the cake and the icing on the screen. We're just going to do the cake right now, and we'll come back to the icing. So the cake, you're going to need 2 cups all-purpose flour, 1.5 cups of granulated sugar, 2 teaspoons of baking soda, 1 15-ounce can of crushed pineapple, undrained. The can I bought was 20 ounces. We're putting it all in. And 2 eggs. And we will come back and do the icing once the cake is done.
Whoa, that's good food. I can't wait to make this for you. We've got all our dry ingredients already in a bowl. The flour, the sugar, and the baking soda is in here. I'm just going to whisk that. Joyce, I'm going to move things around here just a little bit, just so I'm sure I'm centered on everything. But I just want to whisk that together. You can use a sifter if you want. I have one. I rarely use it. I almost always just throw it in here. Unless I want that flour to be super fine, I just throw it in a bowl and just hit it with a whisk real quick and just make sure it's fairly well combined. Okay. And then to that, we're going to start adding some of our wet ingredients. Again, we have a can of pineapple undrained. All right. So all that pineapple goes in there. Yummy, yummy stuff. Love pineapple. Then I've got myself 2 eggs. So I have myself 2 eggs. Put those in the bowl. Oop, got a little shell.
Best way to get a shell out is with a shell.
With a shell.
It attracts it.
Yep, got it right in there. And then we want to go ahead and beat these eggs before we add them to our mixture. Again, I always like to lift my bowl, tip it a little bit, use the bowl to your advantage. It's easier than doing it on the counter. All right, have that all done. Now, I'm just going to take my spoon here, mix this all together. If we were creative, we probably could have done this all in just one pan and not, made a mess of things, but
We'll try that next time. Let them know how it works.
Or
doesn't work.
Yeah, we'll give this a try. So just mix it up just like you would. It's almost like a pancake batter, really. Just no milk and stuff in it, but you got the flour and the eggs. It's a pineapple. I'd say you could probably fry these up as pancakes if you wanted to. Well, you never know. There's some bananas on top of there. Tropical pancakes. New recipe. You heard it here first. All right. Scrape the bowl. I want to make sure you get all of that flour and sugar incorporated. All right. We have a 9x13 cake pan here. We're just going to get all of our ingredients in here. Easy, easy cake recipe. Just going to spread it around. And we're going to put this in a 350 degree oven for about 30-35 minutes, and then we'll bring it out. We're going to check it. And then when we bring it out and we get ready to make the icing, we'll be back at you and we'll show you how we finish it up. Hey, our Cajun cake has come out of the oven. It is golden brown. It is delicious. You just want to stick a toothpick in that, and if it comes out dry, you're looking good. There's an up close and personal. So now while it's still hot, we put it on a rack to cool. While it's still hot, we're going to go ahead and make this icing for this cake.
All right, and for the icing, you're going to need 8 tablespoons of butter, which is 1 stick, 3/4 cup granulated sugar, a 1/2 cup of milk, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 1 cup shredded sweetened coconut, and 1 cup chopped pecans.
All right, so we have our butter melting in our saucepan. Stick of butter in there. We're going to melt that down. I can get it fairly melted before I add the other ingredients. So just sort of break it up. It was sitting out a little bit. It's softened, so it's not going to take much for us to melt that down. Just stir there. Now I can go ahead and add our sugar and our milk. We want to bring that to a boil. We're going to pretty much stir that the entire time. We don't want it to boil over, but I want to get that nice and hot. I'm going to turn the heat down just a touch, just mostly because it's burning my hand. But this will help us dissolve the sugar. Now, while this is coming up to a boil, just going to do a little plug here. If you're ever down in New Orleans and you're looking for a great place for an evening dessert, I highly recommend the Camilla Grill. Isn't that right, Joyce?
Amen.
It is so good. We stopped in there late one night and we just ordered us up some pecan pie. And what they did with that pecan pie was they put a bunch of butter on top of the flat top. They put that pecan pie nut side down, heated it up, put some more butter on the top of it, flipped it over, and then put a big old scoop of vanilla ice cream on it before they brought it out to us. All right, I've got this to a good boil. I'm going to add our coconut. I'm going to add our pecans. The pecans, that's what reminded me of that story.
Pecans or pecans, depends on
If
which
you're-
part of the country you're
That's
from.
right. If you're from up here, it's probably pecans. And if you're down south and down in Louisiana, it's pecans. And we want to boil this for a couple of minutes. Just kind of keep it going, keep stirring it. I can't wait to. I love coconut anyway. And you start adding things like pecans, and sugar, and pineapple. Oh my goodness! I guarantee that is some good eating right there. Sweetened coconut flakes, pecans, butter, milk, sugar, vanilla. All good. All right. Now, all right, we need to pour this over our warm cake. It's still pretty warm. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. Just spread that coconut out nice and even. Let that nice sauce get everywhere. Yeah. I have to make sure I get in the corners. Joyce said I never get in the corners very well.
It's like butter and toast. You don't want to just butter the middle. You want to butter all the edges and everything.
Well, see, I don't worry so much about that because I take a big enough bite, it don't really matter. I'm going to get butter either way. All right. Oh, it looks so good. This reminds me a little bit of that Jamaican cake we make too. All right. Now, this needs to cool at least 30 minutes. Okay. And then we'll be able to cut it and serve it. So I can't wait to take a bite of this. We'll show you more a little bit later. Hey, we've had a lot of fun today making a wonderful old-fashioned Cajun cake. We took it out of the oven. We put some icing on it. The icing had some sweetened coconut and some pecans in there. I've been dying to try it. It's finally cooled off enough for me to give it a try. So let's give it a good bite. Super moist. That sauce just leaks down into that cake and soaks it all up. It's super moist, very delicious. The pecans are still just a little crunchy, which is great. I like that texture. And the sweetened coconut, it's fantastic. Listen, this recipe is out on our website, patterfamsauces.com. We'll put that link on the screen for you. We want you to go out and look it up. We want you to make it. When you make it, and I know you will, we want you to put it out on our Facebook page, the Pastor's Pantry Facebook page, so we can brag about you. This recipe and a whole bunch more that we made today that was all Cajun is out on our brand new YouTube channel, the Pastor's Pantry Cooking School. Go out, check it out, sign up for it, and subscribe to it. Make this soon. Blessed cooking.